It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
We on a mission and that's bringing y'all the truth. You know the problem, but we get into the root. The devil watching, yeah, he always on pursuit. But Jesus is our rock, so we shall not be moved. We on a winning team, so we can't lose. We say facts, cause we hitting y'all with proof. Started from the bottom, now we standing on the roof. As God as our witness, we gon' make it to the moon. When you want the truth, the world be hiding it. This the real word, we providing it. We got Ace, BK, Truth, Rick Star, and we plan to make a movie like it's Pixar. We came a long way from the plantation. We just tryna save your souls from damnation. So if you down with the message, tune in every week. It will lead you to the message that you seek.
It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
Welcome to the Real Word Season 8, Episode 20. Shout out to everybody who's been watching. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that's helped us to get this far so far. Shout out to all the supporters that follow us on Instagram. That's at the Real Word Ministries,
That's
Inc.
Season 8.
On Instagram. Facts. Season
Episode
8.
21.
Episode 20. It's been a long road, man.
This is longevity.
Yeah, man. Facts. And it all comes from hard work and determination. Especially when it's times when you want to quit and you just keep going and keep going, and it'll be the consistency to help you to push through it all, and
We
overcoming.
just sit and cry about it. We just do something about it,
Right.
Yeah,
Which brings me to something. I don't mean. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
It's a regular conversation.
No, because you're bringing something up that this lazy thinking that I'm seeing. Because you're saying all these things, season 8, episode 21, and you're saying you're calling these characteristics that's needed for that to happen. And I'm looking at like the youth and how, like, not even just youth, just in general, like a lot of lazy thinking, like, because it's a lot of problem solving, right, and finding solutions to obstacles. And I see a lot of people are asking, they, instead of like trying to figure out,
with all these
like, the solutions
now,
are coming to you with, like, look, I was thinking, even if it's not right, just making the effort. I'm not really seeing, like, I'm not seeing that
effort.
You know what I mean?
Kobe.
So those are, you know what I mean? I feel like that's a lot of things that's missing, and a lot of, like, and you go into the music,
Yes, that's my soul.
like, yes, I hear you, it's your soul, but then when how far is too far? When you're
They've
talking
gone too
about,
far already.
like, my kids are telling me, this, and it's popular, these, like, gangster.
The masses are putting out the
With
music.
the drill rap.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, you're getting killed over it.
And what I still don't like is that the music back in the days, they compare, they used to do this on booty shaking music and gangster music, but I'm like, the way they were talking though were more like, I'm in a system, I'm trying to get out. These guys are not talking like that. They're just saying, this is fun. I'm living my life. Anybody come near me, pat, that's it. It's like, you got no principles. Like, what are you doing it for? You're not doing it to make a better living for your family. You're just doing it because you selfishly are upset about something. Oh, this girl did this to me, so I'll smack her. They don't even care about smacking women now.
Right. So that's my thing. Like, so where why? Like, where's this coming from? Like, that's my whole thing. Is like, where's this disconnect? Why are we not communicating? Why can't we express our frustrations? Why is it not okay for me to say, yo, bro, you hurt my feelings? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
They're still being sensitive. They're just choosing anger instead of,
You think that's being sensitive?
They are being
when
sensitive.
you're hurting, when you revert to violence.
Yeah. In fact, a person that's acting out is usually a person crying for help.
Right. Okay.
If you have like self-control, if you're well controlled, you wouldn't be acting wild.
My apologies. No, that is true. My apologies. Oh wow.
Music.
Wow. Sorry about that.
The music, these are principles I learned through music. You know, the loudest one in the room is usually the brokest. So you wasn't trying to be a loud clown. You was trying to be smooth, you know.
Low key.
Yeah. You was, you know, Lil Wayne, G's moving silence like lasagna. There's like small lessons that you heard through the music that you don't hear no more. Mm-hmm. The music don't sound like, you know, positivity. It sounds just like angry.
Right.
Just
so
angry
which a lot of work to do.
No, I'm saying like the music is more fast paced and they say angry things, but I feel like the culture also has an instant where they can sit back and talk about these things. Like podcasts, like the Real Word podcast. We can find on youtube.com/therealwordtv. That's the Real Word TV, one word on YouTube. That's the Real Word TV, one word on YouTube. Also check us out on wherever podcast is found. That's Spotify, Apple, and SoundCloud.
Just wanted them to see that. There's no cap.
So yeah, man. So you can find us everywhere and anywhere. But since we didn't introduce ourselves, I'm your host, Ricardo Jr. I'm here with, introduce yourself.
You know, Kimmel Hall, man.
Peppy Simon.
Yeah, we was talking earlier, so we was just flowing.
Yeah.
You know, once we at the table, mouse is yapping, we talking about life.
Facts. But you wanted to get into something in particular that's going on. You and I were speaking about it earlier when you were saying that there's a large influx of asylum seekers that are coming into the country, and you know, a lot of them are coming into New York. You know, this whole red state, blue state, red versus blue thing, and you know, they're coming into red states, Texas and Florida, and they're sending them up to blue states, and it's like, hey, since you love immigrants so much, here, take it. So
that is New York.
So it's like now we're stuck with dealing with an issue. Right. So one of the things they did is, I think the governor of Florida, he sent them up to Martha's Vineyard one time, and then the rich people in Martha's Vineyard said, we can't really take care of them. Where are we gonna put them? What's going on? And then Eric Adams, he started setting up camps. At first, he would put them in the parks. They would put them in these large stadiums, these large open areas. They'll create tents. And then that's because the shelter system is getting overwhelmed. Like, first they had regular shelters, then shelters went into hotels and motels.
You know, we said that's what the pandemic was about. There's so much people up here, so they're trying to cut us short.
Yeah, thank you. So what you think about that?
Well, I mean, I feel like this. Yes, that's happening, and thank you for the background on that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, they're not citizens, or you know, they're undocumented, right? Which makes it difficult for them to even get services. So then when we bring them in here and we're not even giving them the basic needs, then it's like, no, seriously, it's like, okay, right. So then it's like, okay, you have people like us who are out here trying to volunteer our time to help provide resources and still deal with what we have to deal with in our communities as well, with the things that we were already talking about. So it's like, if we're gonna say we're gonna help, at least help with the basic needs. Like, if you're gonna put them somewhere, you know, have that they have, you know, someplace to cook, or you know, someplace like a refrigerator, or you know, things like that, because they're not going to access any funding. You don't have access to benefits because you're not documented. So now you have to really depend on people who are big-hearted, you know, to go out there, get donations, to give to these families, because they're out here with no clothes, they're shorts, it's cold out here. So it's like, and now we have to deal with the trauma also coming in here.
But they fall from outside their home.
It's a lot of work, because we're going to have to model what it is that we want. Because if this is happening, I feel like we have to model what it is that we want for our communities. You know what I mean? We talk about, you know, these lazy thinking. We're talking about the youth and the music, this drill music, you know, we're killing each other and all this other stuff. And then we're accepting other people too in this country. So it's like, it's a lot, you know, that we all have to work together. And it's not that many people who want to do it, who have the heart to do it. You know what I mean? To have that consistency to do it. That even though you get shot down, or you know, the whole bunch of no's, that's still gonna find a way to still help.
The ones who grind themselves out the system. Yeah.
It's tough.
We was talking about it last week. Is America for strangers? We had asked my friend, I forgot his name, the guy who was on the screen, the Asian guy. But,
I'm just like, he keeps looking at me like what's the thing? I'm like, yeah.
We only had
that person, right?
No, he was he left a little quick, so it was harder to remember his name.
He was in and out. Ninja.
But honestly, we was talking about how is America for strangers? Like, is America for the outside people, like the immigrants and so on? America claims this is the American dream, come to America, but what is the dream exactly? America kind of don't help out with all the stereotypes, because they put it on the TV screen, all the stereotypes they want you to believe. Like,
yeah, thanks.
And there's red tape to it.
No.
You can't even change it.
It's cheesy too, real cheesy.
Yeah, it's repetitive. It's been for so long. Like, how long you gonna play the same scenes of, honestly, more recently, I think I was watching a video about Wakanda. They was talking about in Africa. They were cheering because there's like, this is the first time they ever put us in a positive, strong light. I've been around for pretty long. For them to feel that way, and television has been around for too long. Like, dang, that's over 50 years. Like, and we finally are in a positive light. I don't know if America's for strangers.
And he died soon after. That's the bad part, He would have stayed around, and even if it was to become a trilogy like how Iron Man was, it would have become even bigger, I think, than Iron Man.
It would have blew
Black
up.
Panther.
It would have blew up. Honestly, I hate to say it, but it's consistent. But for some reason, our idols, the great idols, pass away.
Well, we're here to create new idols. And there's a lot of them out there. It's just, I feel like, it's just really a lot of work. I don't know. What do you do in the community? Who's in the room? Who's in the room? Like, I know we do a lot of things and we wear a lot of hats. I'm just curious who's in the room as far as
What I work on is music and art. That's what I'm pushing myself into, because that's where I came up on a lot of. I didn't really grow up with the natural, regular home with mom and dad. Right. So I found my entertainment through music, and I found my creative skills through arts. I had to paint pictures, that weren't there, trace in a sense sometimes. So I feel this is what's needed, and for my world at least, because I'm not hearing the music now that I used to listen to, so I gotta find a way to create it. I'm studying computer engineer. Now I'm studying music engineer. And when it comes to art, it's the same thing. I always knew how to draw, but now I'm noticing kids aren't learning how to create. And I think the process of creating is missing when you're in a world with a storm, pretty much. These kids are all angry. If they learned how to create a peaceful way, they can find peace in themselves.
And that's true, because just to add on to what you're saying, that is something that is in the community now. People, even lawyers, are trying to change law through theater. I think it's called BBC, where they, you go in there, you want to see, you're trying to create
BBC.
That's why I got respect, it's the good and the bad. You gotta censor.
No, but seriously, because like you saying art, and then we're talking about all this music that's out here that's considered art, and we're seeing how they sound so angry, and how yet art is a platform for people to express themselves. So you need more people like you to go out there in the community to really put it out there how to utilize the art, where it's positive and expressing yourself in a positive way, not just anger. Yes, anger is a natural emotion, but at the same time there has to be other ways where
your whole
we're expressing
album shouldn't
those things.
sound like an angry tape. You can have an angry track, you could have angry moments, but it shouldn't be everything.
That's not reality all the time.
We gotta guess.
Yeah. Yes. What's up, man?
I wonder if this is Cherry. This is you?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in back after I'm done.
Because I take garbage and...
No, it's not. It's for me.
Front.
Yeah, all of that's for me. Yeah, thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, man, we're live.
Right, which is fine, but that's life.
Yeah.
We can utilize how that could have been an obstacle, right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
if I was to simulate the young kids nowadays, like, yo, what? Why you don't say we're doing something? That's their reaction. No respect.
Right. There's a whole lot of things we could say about what that live, right? Right? No, but seriously on how
We played it off.
smooth as
butter.
Right.
That's what's missing. They don't got that smoothness. They don't
Right. On top of that, just not being angry.
Mm-hmm.
Just like accepting it, and you can't change it, right? And you can't change it, and you just work through it. You know, something that simple could have been like just recently. Someone said a $10 situation becomes $100 situation. You know what I mean?
I've been there, done that. So yeah,
I like that saying.
Facts. So Kimmel sporting the drip, of course, the real word drip.
Yeah.
You know, the clothing line soon dropping.
This is day one stuff.
Facts. The original.
That's how you got to do it.
And we dropping the clothing line soon, along with some music coming up in the new year. You know, so
I'm excited.
So watch out for that. You know, I'm really gonna do these songs, man.
Once we start, it's over.
Okay.
All right.
Once we start,
And we got our sister Peppy right here with the drip right here. Show the people the drip.
Yes, you see that? Jewelry, promise of greatness.
Okay.
We all are a promise of greatness.
Okay.
You know,
Did you see
building
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I got to. You know what I mean? This is coming out as well. You know, because that's promise of greatness. I'm very serious about making a difference in this world. I'm hoping this music that you guys are going to be doing is inspiring. You know what I mean? Because I guess I'm old school. Don't get me wrong. I listen to the music because I want to meet the youth where they're at.
Yeah,
I'm a parent also, and I'm not coming from,
like it doesn't exist.
I'm not coming from a sweet background. I'm coming from trauma. I didn't have the best childhood. And so I too want to be able to and actually meet the youth where they're at. I'm trying to be innovative, right? So music is always going to be where you can meet youth, especially if you can capture their attention, right?
I feel like we done touched almost every channel, right? Like we use social media, we use television, we used in person, preaching, touching the community, going out there, even do the different things that we did, So the next thing is to put the tape out, drop the tape on the people,
It's gonna be life. It's gonna be real life. That's the most important
it's
thing.
gonna be real talk.
That's what it is.
Because I feel like a lot of these guys are saying things because they think it's gonna sound cool.
It's on top of what you're saying. It's like we're saying to the world change, but what does that change look like? What does that look like if you don't have anybody to model this on a regular basis? You come home and you have somebody actually asking you, how was your day? Listening to how your day was, the breakdown. I mean, even as us as adults, right? We look for that. We all want to be belonged or feel belonged. So it's the same thing with our youth. Right, so if we're coming home as parents and we're not asking our children, how's your day, what's going on, involving them, there's going to be a disconnect. Because then I'm going to go to somebody who's asking me how my day is, whether it's positive or negative. And this is why
talking to me.
This is why this is important to me, like this dialogue, seeing where your head is at, because we all have different mindsets, and we could be all on the same page, just in different
lanes,
right, to accomplish the same goal.
The same way.
And I think when you put the visual with the audio together, it does a whole different story. I think like dropping the songs with a video.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
That's
Because that's something that we're trying to plan to do. I told you, the innovative.
I ain't gonna lie, that's where Jay-Z kind of lost me. He started doing those biblical videos, and I felt that it was getting too weird. And I kind of know the hustle, you know, since the beginning he said can't knock the hustle. I know they were already saying he was satanic, so he's kind of just buying into it so they can continue to watch.
What, marketing?
Yeah, marketing in a sense. But, you know, he kind of lost me on that. One thing I did like was Beyonce. She put an album with all videos. I'm like, damn, that's work. You can see it, the effort. Like,
yeah.
I'm just hoping to see somebody who's able to confront the type of music that's out there, the consequences, like putting the lyrics out there of the consequences of lyrics that are out there now. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about putting it in. Yes, because we can say it, and like you said, if you're gonna add that additional piece of visual, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. You stabbing a brother because he probably did a dance, or no, you G-checking a brother because you want to know whether he's from the neighborhood. Like there's consequences to that. So then, if you're caught on camera, you do this person dies, then you're now going to go do time because of clout.
$10 issue.
You lose $100 situation. Like, why are we doing that? So my thing is, like, I don't want people. I don't want to see the same thing. Right? Yeah. I don't want to hear the same music because everybody's doing it, the drilling, the music, that's the partying. Cool, it's the material, the bling, the this. Who is confronting that? Yes, we want those things, but there needs to be some sort of balance. Where's the balance? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying that you can't. Anybody, Life is negative too. But at the same time, in that negative, there's a positive that you can learn from it. But my thing is, who's going to confront these youths who's doing this? Because look, they're on social media blowing up. Right? It's not like they're, I have this contract or this contract or this record deal or whatever. No, they're using the social media platform, right? And then you have the same like-minded youth who's like, and they feel because they're also angry. So you got a whole bunch of angry youths who's following this. Yes, and now they have 200,000 followers of angry youths. That's how it gets, because obviously it's speaking to me. Right?
But regardless of your following is going to comprise of people from all different lives and
right, whether it's positive or negative. But what I'm saying is who's confronting it. Yes, I'm watching it. You don't know whether it's just me viewing it because I'm sitting here like, wow, why are we doing this? Or it's, the
comment section should be full of grown-ups saying, this
But you have a lot of adults who can't even have a dialogue. Who can't even sit like this to hear you out on how you feel.
A lot of adults will be right there in the music with that kid.
Right. So this is
over the same thing. That's
you know what I mean? So it's like, who's the one that's really gonna have that courage?
I look at it like this, right? I came from an interesting background. Being born in Haiti, coming in New York and growing up in Brooklyn at a young age, even now, And
I'm a Haitian background as well.
Yeah. I didn't really know how much of an impact growing up in Brooklyn had on you until I got older. And I
didn't think it was that bad,
I didn't know how much of an impact growing up Caribbean or Haitian, had on
That's
you.
another thing. Caribbean, Jamaican.
Yeah. And then like church. And then you put all that together. And the way I look at things now, like it's different. And I wasn't all the way church. And if I was all the way church, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I am able to do. Because sometimes I
relate to the people.
Exactly. Because sometimes I invite the church. All right, you remember when we went to the Bronx, right? And there was people strung out, getting high, laid out on the floor. And some of the kids at first didn't even want to come out the van. It was like,
they was like, where did this man take us?
We put some of them was not getting out. Some of them never got out. They just passed it out to the van.
And you can tell they're young, because we always grew up where we didn't really fear, our surroundings. Because like you said, Brooklyn is kind of, you get a mix of everything. Yeah. So I'm like, I've seen this. Maybe not everywhere, but I've seen this. And it just looked like it was everywhere out there.
Yeah. But that part in particular, like, that's a place where like people that strung out hang out over there,
like that's actually
yeah.
Even now,
it's by
Wilson. Willis?
Yeah, it's by that little park by the Boston Market right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're thinking what 149?
Yeah, right by 149.
Right where Sobro is.
You wouldn't have done it. Yeah, I don't see many church people going out there to do that.
But that's the point I was trying to make. Like, it was another time when I asked people. Well, I was actually in the church. After church, I asked people to come with me. I think this time to Brownsville to hand out food to the homeless, and it only ended up being. It was over 200 people in the church, but only 5 people came with us.
Right, you see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Not everybody has that in them to do that, right? People are passing judgment. Like there's all these reasons why people fear, for whatever reason the fear comes in.
6 of us.
Yeah, but even so, from 200, come on. That's why I'm telling you that's minimal to have the passion to do that, to not allow the life or the world or the people to stop you, break you down, stomp on you, and tell you can't. You know what I mean? It's hard work to go to work through that.
But do you think when you do, they happy for you? Because a lot of people do not be happy for you.
They don't.
Jealousy.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
It's just like you saying you want to lose weight. Yeah. Right? No, because I can speak to that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, you lost all this. It was hard work. My mind had to have the mindset. I lost like over 100 pounds. I don't look like how I used to. You saw my before and after picture. Yeah. Even with working out. even with that, right? People are like, I want to work out, Then once they start seeing, when's the next? But they still won't get out of bed to go do it, you know? So it's a lot of work to remain consistent. It's a lot of work.
It really is.
It's a lot of work, you know? And you said 200 in the church. No, seriously, 200 church members. Then you're asking them to do some volunteering to do a service within the community, pass out food, something, and only 6,
including myself.
Right. Okay. So that says a lot, though. But I'm just saying. But that says a lot, though, about how that's not everyone is built to do that, and when it's in your spirit to do that, even that you have to continue on to keep that fire together.
I guess it can't push, because you need an army to take on any task. I guess maybe you just need.
That's why you have to be real. No, you have those few good soldiers are the ones that don't mind being real. Yeah. That don't mind. Those are the ones that everybody's saying, "Oh, you're so funny," because that's how comedians make their money, by being honest.
By being very real. Yeah.
But before it was more about the ultimate cause versus to the individual cause. Everybody now is out for self. It's like they'll post something. Whereas like these
That's
two
been
guys,
a pandemic issue actually. That started a lot after the pandemic.
The other day I posted something with these two black guys dressed up as slaves, and they went to a Civil War reenactment, and they made the white people uncomfortable. They was like, "Why you dressed like that?" They was like, "We're trying to be accurate as in history, doing the Civil War with slaves, right?" And it was like, "Nah, you can't be here." In the face. It was like, "What you mean we can't be here? You said everybody's able to attend, like it's open." He was like, "But why you dressed like that?" And we could dress like this. We can't dress like that.
Feel uncomfortable?
And then they called the cops, and the cops like, "Hey, you can't stay here. It's private property." And the guy was like, all right, we gonna leave. And then the guy was like, he went up to a white woman and he was like, "Here, break the chains." And she was like, "Is this some kind of joke?" And then he was like, "I got you." And then he took it and broke it over his foot. And he's like, "Free at last, I'm free, niggas." and then he started to run away. And then the other guy looked at him like, "Hey, you wait for me." And the guy was like, "No, it's all niggas for themselves." And I cut that part out and I put it on social media. I'm like, this is how most rich black celebrities is looking at Kanye. As in, like, they was able to break the chains for themselves, but they was like, all niggas for themselves. Like,
they ain't really come back for nobody. They ain't come in. They ain't make sure nobody left with them, except their 5 posses maybe.
Yeah. And Kanye basically saying that he got the money to go against the machine, but the other people was like, "Yo, just shut up and let things go back to normal." But then there's different talking points. Some people saying he's being anti-Semitic. Some people are saying
But there's
that,
always, like you said, always a negative. You can always put a negative view on it. But if Kanye words and behavior is not to be negative, then why are they doing that? Why are they trying to darken it? It's obvious Kanye's from the beginning has always been on I'm trying to free my people mind, you know? He always felt locked up since, you're not going to put me in a box. You're not going to tell me I can't do this. You're not going to he's like, I want to be able to feel like I could do anything. Why y'all keep telling me I can't?
The other day, right, I seen a poster and it had all of the black people that was killed by police in the last 2-3 years, and it had all the white guys that shot up schools or that had guns or that killed people that was part of the militia that was arrested without being killed. And I said, you see, white lives does matter, because the whole time they're showing us black people that's being killed and saying Black Lives Matter, but they keep showing you black people getting killed and then saying Black Lives Matter.
So it's
that's like an oxymoron.
That's still not caring about it.
But then you're basically saying white lives matter, because it's basically the white guy could have a gun. Like literally, a white guy had a gun. He went into a church, killed everybody, and then they took him to McDonald's, got some food, and then drive them.
It was insane.
Then drove them to the precinct. Like, meanwhile, unarmed black people getting killed. So it's like they're telling you just protest and say Black Lives Matter, but then they're showing you that white lives matter.
Because what actually happens a lot of times is they care for their own.
And that's what we're trying to do right now, is to change that mindset. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody's doing. I don't care what Kanye's doing. I don't care what no one's doing. If we're not on the same page, like how Real Word Ministry or Promise of Greatness or anybody else who's really trying to make a difference, I'm not, listen, at the end of the day, you can say what you want. Everybody has freedom of speech to say what they want. Everybody's minds and everybody's views, everybody's backgrounds is everyone's going to feel how they want as an individual. And that's their right. At the end of the day, it's about what we do with what
Jackie Robinson said. It ain't about what I say or what I believe, it's about what I do.
But overall, do you believe that there's a hidden hand that controls everything around us?
A hidden hand?
Most people are scared to say or do certain things because they don't want to lose their job, or they don't want to.
They feel it's gonna have some backlash.
So that's one of the things. Or they don't want people looking at them a certain way or judging them or saying certain things about them.
That's that whole image thing. But that's that whole image thing.
So everybody's politically correct. Like you.
No, not everybody's not. Everybody is politically correct. Listen, I feel like there's levels to everything.
What you mean?
Meaning, like, for example, I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm at a certain level where, yes, I'm finagling in a way to get myself in a position where then it becomes a whole different way on how I'm moving to make change. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I'm just building my foundation. You know, I'm building my team. You know, and I'm going to be honest doing that. So I'm not going to be, in a way, I'm not going to be politically correct because I don't want nonsense. You know what I'm saying? When I say there's levels to this, so because I'm building my foundation right now, I'm not politically correct on that level. And as I rise, and as the people now give me power, because the power is in the people, then it becomes different. Like for you, where you're at, right? In your life, unless you're ready to, you know what I mean, with the things that you do in the position that you're in, right? There's certain things that you shouldn't be politically correct because you're modeling what you want, how you want certain things to be, how you may want staff or certain things to be run. So you're not going to be politically, because it's your image, because you're the leader. You know, you're that hierarchy. I'm that supervisor. I'm that director. I'm that whatever it is in that level, right? I'm not gonna be. You're not. There's a certain way you're gonna do it, and then as you rise to the certain next level, there's certain things that you're gonna do, especially if you have a passion. If you don't, you're gonna conform.
Yeah.
You're gonna do what everybody else
He had to
does.
do that to some guy in Times Square.
What you
But the guy took the camera. He had to stop being politically correct. He's like, give me money.
There's a way. Yes, you're gonna go with the energy.
You gotta turn up.
Yeah, you're gonna go with
I have to
that.
remind myself.
But a majority of people,
Who's bugging,
a
man?
majority of people are looking
Tap
for
into the
approval.
whole-
A majority of people are looking for approval.
She was like,
Which
chill,
what
chill.
you're saying.
It's real, it's real. Look, it's
Like,
real.
live, like,
Right.
But he's there like, oh, he's like, yo, what you doing? Give me my camera.
But I'm just saying, a majority of the people are that though. They're looking for approval. Is this okay? Do you like this color? Does this match? You know, oh, you going over here? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go. You going there? Oh, I'm not going. No, I'm not going either. Not like.
You're right.
But a lot of people can't. They
It's
can't
a
deal with that though. They can't deal with doing it on their own and having to like, you know, go through hell and hot water
It's
and still be able to make it out.
It's easier to let somebody else do it. That's
Yeah.
lazy. This is what I'm saying. It's for me. This is just my opinion. Okay, it's just a whole lot of lazy thinking. You know, a lot of like, you do it for me. Even with the thing,
Somebody
like,
else is gonna do it.
Look, I'm gonna ask you the question. You're gonna find. If you don't know the answer, you're gonna go look for it.
Pull out my
So
phone.
you done did all the work.
I got Google, right?
No, the same way this person who asked you the question could have went to their phone and
They found it
Googled,
out themselves.
did the research. Instead, they're gonna ask you.
That's the thing about times now. I'll say technology now has allowed you to kind of
Even with the
Pick anything.
technology, it still shows some things about certain people.
it kind of
Because you have the phone,
shows the laziness
if you right.
it shows the laziness
That's what I'm
more,
trying to say.
Because technology now kind of lets you create
And
whatever
now-
you want. You could learn the soft. You could learn whatever.
You can
software
find
you
a
need.
solution
Yeah.
to any obstacle that is in your way.
You're right.
But not everybody has that in them. So it's like, yes, it's there. The tools are there, yeah, blah, but that doesn't mean that person is automatically motivated to utilize the tools
That's
that's
why
there.
we're on the show. That's why I'm talking about
You know?
8 seasons, 21
Right.
episodes. That's
Right.
literally. There was obstacles. Don't think it was easy.
And that's how we even got into this conversation.
Yeah.
That's even how, because the world
Talk
needs
about
to see,
Consistency.
right?
Effort.
This is due to working,
Over 150 episodes.
due to working,
That's
being
real.
consistent, finding solutions to the obstacles that might have been in your way at the time.
That's
You know, the
real.
live things happening.
We didn't move.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Live.
I'm just saying a lot
People
of
snatching
things.
phones
And you could have even seen your team turn around, your team turnover. You know what I mean? The original team, if you really think about it, you're like, dang, this person's not here anymore.
Nah, team changed a lot.
But this is what I'm
People
saying.
She ain't even lying. That's a fact.
People left, came back, left.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because see, if you're not ready, you're not there. Like you need to be. This is not going to work. Everybody needs to contribute to the team to win. Everyone.
And sometimes you don't finish with the people you start with.
You don't, because they weren't meant to be. Listen, the consistency is tough.
On both ends.
It's tough. Everybody
thinking
has
now.
to want it.
Yeah.
Because I can't make you want it.
Yeah.
You know, I can't make
That's
you
a
be
fact.
inspired and motivated and
That's a fact.
to want to do certain things.
That's
But the
a fact.
funniest thing is, alright, you saying people came and go, right? There's people that's been in my life that done came and left, and some people, like, they'll leave thinking that you'll fall off, and then they'll see, like, oh, shoot, this person ain't fall off, and they'll come back because they've like, damn, this nigga doing this thing, let me hop back in here. Remember me? And then, like, they'll be there, but then the hate will still be there, and then they'll just leave, and then they'll be mad the whole time. Like, damn, bro, like, that's crazy. So, and some people, they just feel like, yo, like, I'm going to just wait till you pop off and I'm going to just join afterwards. Like,
That's it doesn't work.
I'ma catch
First
the
of all,
ride later.
first of all, that
So
still
it's
don't mean that you ain't gonna work.
yeah.
That's true.
And some
What you think
people,
gonna happen? You
Even
can't, it ain't a
if-
free ride. Like
You still gonna have to work.
and some people just like, F this dude, like, I hope he fail. Like, you know?
That's
like,
all right. That fuels you even more to keep going.
Yeah,
That's all right.
sometimes people be watching the rise, just hoping
But
that
it's
for the
not.
fall.
It's not even that. It's they don't have it in them. That motivation and to be inspired to do something, to have that flame
They
and
don't
to keep
speak
that
the
flame going.
language.
Not
Yeah.
everybody. not everybody can do it. You can have have it in you. You can have, but if you're not doing anything to make it happen, to make it unravel, to create it, to whatever, make it really become something. You can't. It's not gonna drop on your lap.
People.
It's not.
I'm excited.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm excited.
Yes, I'm always excited. Listen, all I see right now is opportunity.
It's coming.
While people using COVID as, oh my God, I can't do this, oh my that. No, right now for me is opportunity.
I hope y'all remember.
We put in the most work though in COVID.
That's the thing I'm thinking about. COVID was long, bro.
But COVID was the best time because there was not a lot of people outside. So if you was outside, you got even more attention because you was outside.
You was doing something.
Yeah.
Right. But
They
now I feel like
respect
nobody
the
wants to work.
bravery. Now that things are calm again, everybody's like, oh, it's
Nobody
nothing.
wants to work.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Now that things are calm, nobody wants to work. Everybody, listen. And then with these youth, it's the scamming, right? There's all these ways. No, for real. And then the thing is, okay, even if you're scamming, there's no goal or objective or purpose or nothing behind it, right? So you're getting this fast cash.
And then spending
You're
it
blowing
just
it
as
on
fast.
$600, $6,000 pair of whatever.
See, that's why I said music is so important, because the music we grew up on, the guys was selling drugs, whatever, but they weren't blowing all their money. Like they was like, yo, I had 100. What Jay said, I had like 100,000 before I became a rapper. He didn't say I spent 100,000. He said I saved up 100,000 and kept it. And he was like, that's bail money, that's in trouble money, aka rainy day money, which they tell you to have.
That's the same 100K that he claimed that he flipped to $1 billion now.
I mean, technically he did. Technically he did. Look what happens when you save your bread.
And when you're consistent.
Yeah, and it was. And what he used to always say, I gave y'all 10. Right. I gave y'all 8 summers straight. In sense of I kept it consistent.
Yeah.
And it's so funny we talk about consistent. Consistent could be negative or positive. When you talk about these drill musics and their social, they're being consistent with that negative energy.
That stupidness.
They are though.
And I'm here wondering, I keep saying this over and over. Like
they are though. They're being consistent with that and not using that energy in a positive, really.
And no,
you know what I mean? Like
energy,
because you have to be consistent for you to have all these followers on social media for you to even be known for certain songs or for even people to be playing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
You understand what I'm saying? So that even in the negative, it's still work.
It's just what battle they fighting for.
It's what energy, where are you putting your energy? Are you putting your energy to really make a difference where it's positive, or are you putting your energy where it's negative and it's still making a difference?
Just not a
positive way.
Yeah, we can't side with you because we trying to be positive.
It's a lot of work out here, and I got to figure out where we're gonna do it. And it's like we have some here, some here, some here. We need to come together. Everyone needs to know what it's gonna happen because we need to be doing a community at a time. You here in Brooklyn, you start with your block. When you build your block, becomes Real Word Ministry. Then you move on, right? Brooklyn becomes the whole Real World Ministry and resources and this and that. I'm just saying.
Take a map.
I feel like we run Brooklyn now.
Yeah, right?
I feel like that.
Well, in whatever
city we went in every neighborhood.
Yeah, I feel like I'm good in every hood, man.
Yeah, you might be good in every hood. What I'm saying is being connected with all the other resources that's out there, so then it becomes one.
Thanks.
That's what I'm saying. Because not all resources can give what you give.
That's right.
You can't give what maybe that resource give. If we're together, then we can really build a community.
Now
you know what I mean?
The same
we
message,
can model.
Like diapers.
We can model. We can model what it looks like to be angry. It's okay to be angry.
Somebody was acting like there was the plug for the diapers until the plug said no, and then they showed who the real plug was.
Oh, I don't know about that, but that's what happens sometimes. That's what happens sometimes. People use other people's you look because you know this person, right? And then you're hoping that because what don't come out the wash comes out the rinse. That's how come it's just best to just be honest. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning, it's like, I could give you I'm getting it from you, and I'm telling this person, look, I got you.
I'm the plug.
But then, you know, eventually,
you're not telling
like
the
I
truth.
said,
Yeah,
what comes out, what don't come out the wash comes out the rinse. Eventually, it's going to come out, especially if you're continuing to do business with somebody. You're going to see their true colors if you're in their life for whatever amount of time.
It's just going to pop up.
You're going to, come on, you know?
Speaking of that, our biggest event of the year is coming. Well, one of our biggest events, the Turkey Drive. Last year we did 200 in the Bronx, of course, with Peppy. Of course, with the Bronx Borough President, the Bronx Assemblyman, the Bronx... Who else was there? A few of them, a few Bronx people.
Yeah, there was a lot of Bronx politicians there.
Yeah. So shout out to all of them. And we was there, of course. We gave out 200 coats. Yeah. And we also gave out baby clothes, gave out some turkeys. So, you know, this year we about to do it even bigger, God willing, if we could, you know, or at least do 100 turkeys at least, you know. You know, things is tight, but you could donate $.
What have you gave recently?
Exactly. Some of y'all ain't donate all year, you know, and y'all still seen us put in work. Low-key, the Real Word fed over 2,000 people this year, you know, over 2,000.
That's real.
Yeah. Because remember, we was doing the 200 boxes of food for every week for like a whole month. And each box was able to feed a family of 5 for like a week.
That's real.
With that said, being that I'm involved with the refugees that are here, any donations, I don't even know how I could even next time put up my information, donations of clothing, food, anything that you, monetary or money, what doesn't matter. They're going to need it because they're undocumented. We have a whole bunch of refugees that's here that need everything. Men, women, children, all ages. Yes. No, he already like, stop it. So, I mean, listen, I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. That's for me. It's going to be for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I always plug in the ones that I work with. It don't matter. Yeah. Even though I may not speak to somebody every day, I know who the people with the big hearts are. Just like myself, so.
She's tapped in, man.
He feels shy, right?
No, but it's true though, because that's something I already. That's one. But it's true though. Like whenever I have anything that's going on, it's a fact. I shouldn't have said that. That should that put something out.
No, we joking.
No, but it's true though. It's true though. So it's like, you know, I'm always trying to plug in. It doesn't matter for me. You know, I feel like it takes a community to really make an impact. Just because I know something, I'm not going to hold it to myself. Oh my God, you know, I know this piece of information. I'm keeping it. No.
Put it out there.
Then I can't really, how are we going to make an impact if I do that? I can't do this by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I always hit Ricardo like, yo.
Yeah. She always pulling up on me. I'm like, yo, what you doing here? She's like, I need your help with this.
Yo, it's a fact. Why reinvent the wheel?
Really the story?
It's true. Why reinvent the wheel? Why reinvent the wheel?
She's like, I know you've been doing this for a while.
See, that's that rawness that's missing. You know, nowadays people hit each other on the
I
phone.
do.
Like, you just gotta pull up. Like,
I do. I'm like, yo, I know you've been. He said it. He said it. I know you've been doing this for a minute. You have experience with this. Can I get some help? Like serious, why? If I know I have these resources, that's what you got to do. You utilize your resources. Everybody gets used. It's just how you use your resources. It's when you start feeling used, it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? I'm not here to make anybody feel used.
Yeah,
I'm here to make you feel appreciated for the knowledge that you're willing to share.
You know? I gotta become a consultant and get some paper for this.
You just never know. God has already told you the consultant, and He's blessing you in other ways.
Oh man, God's good, man.
All the time.
Yeah, man. But overall, like, how do you guys think this year went? Because it's coming down. We up to October. You know, we got like 2 more months. We in the 4th quarter.
Speaking of quarters, the Giants and Jets are winning. I just like to talk about sports for a second.
Yeah, I heard the Jets been winning a lot.
Yeah, man. Giants 6-1. Jets is like 5-2. I was impressed.
Okay. Jets got a black quarterback?
I'm gonna go watch the games. I watch the Giants more. So
maybe the Giants got a black quarterback. One of them did. Nah.
Most likely the Jets. But
And the Eagles
You
do
guys'
good.
thing. I don't really watch the games.
No, I don't really watch it.
My son,
Yeah.
he sit there watch the games. I'm not there.
It takes a lot of time to do that.
Yeah,
the whole game's is long. Honestly,
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna enjoy that once everything's the way I want it to be. Because right now I'm just grinding.
Yeah.
But how has this year been for you?
This year, for me, has just been honestly connecting, putting things in order. You know what I mean? Like, because because it's about to be on another level.
It's about to go
You
down.
know,
Chuck
because there's
Brown.
only certain people that's coming with. Everyone else is probably gonna be picked up along the way. You know, so it's like because you have colleagues, you have dogs, like your people's, which are for me I can count on one hand.
She's trying to go to the next level.
That's
man.
like family. Yes. No, it's not trying. I am.
Yeah.
I am. And so this year has been good because no matter what's happened, that whatever this energy, whatever this inspiration, whatever it is just that flame is just bigger than what it originally was, is what I'm saying. It hasn't went out.
Respect.
It hasn't went out.
Respect.
You know, so it's like right now all I see is opportunity. You know, for Promise of Greatness to be well known out here. POG is gonna be out here.
And how the fourth quarter looking for you?
You know? Listen, right now, we're about to open up. You know, I have 3 more weeks with the classes. I'm going to open up the foster home. You know, I'm going to have the first kid come in before the end of the year. And then I'll see, I already spoke to my accountant, like, you know, look, we're going to have to really pay attention to just the way that, you know, how that goes as far as financial with the books. And then me just paying attention to, because everything that I implement in my household, I'm going to provide for these kids. My kids have tutoring once a week, 45 minutes. They'll have that. So it's like some things are going to be mandatory. Like I want that you're being evaluated, mental health, the therapy, whatever it is that needs to be done, so that we can individualize whatever we're going to set. So then when you leave, say you go back to your home, there's a plan there. Right? And we're going to hold your hand so then we can, you know, have your parent, whoever that parent is that's in your life, look, this is what's put in place. Right? So hopefully then they can, because it's modeled, it's there, it's already, and then I can model it like this is how it goes. Because just because doesn't mean they know how to do it. There's no book on how to be a parent. No book on how to be a big brother or sister or auntie.
Tips, but
nobody knows how to do it.
Yeah, everyone's winging it.
You know what I mean? Everybody's learning how to do it. But the thing is, we need to at least say, look, I'm a work in progress every day. You know what? Listen, I apologize. I was wrong. You know, the way that I delivered it, I could have done it different. But the point is, and that's the thing.
There's a lot of big.
That's the thing.
And social media folk and
and parents.
Yeah, and
parents can't even say, yo, you know what?
I knew that was gonna happen because I see it coming, yo.
I felt it.
It's the livest of the livest of the livest of the
live vibe today. The live vibe.
That means we're doing good work.
Yeah, it don't matter because that just shows the vulnerability.
Yeah.
Of just live.
It was holding me by a thread.
and that's the thing. Like sometimes when you look at these real houses, you ain't real.
None of
Real
it.
House of Hollywood, all this, you ain't real. You ain't real. It's all edited. It's all edited. Okay, the real is the ones that like, you know, like this. This is the lives, the Facebook lives. The those are reals. All right, like these interruptions that happen. That you can't edit those. You can't edit those.
Oh, you could, but you know.
I mean, why? But why? What I'm saying, it's better to have this. Because then you're showing the vulnerability to the world. There is nothing that's perfect. And we're not here to show you perfection. Our perfection is knowing that we're continuous work in progress.
We're real. Real life.
What about you? Like, how would you sum up this year for you?
Well, summing up this year is kind of like, I feel like exiting the pandemic phase in a sense. You know, I felt like the last 2 years or so, we was all in... We were, not us, we were, I would say, I don't know, we were outside. I wouldn't say we
That's
were
awesome.
boxed in, but majority of
That's
the
awesome.
world was boxed in a sense. Everybody was
Right.
told to stay in their homes, especially a lot of older folks. Kids were bored out of their mind getting into this type of music. Because when you're bored, what are you going to be doing? Listening to music, most likely. So leaving that pandemic phase, I feel like what you were saying about there was a fire that erupted in me. I was kind of like feeling. Everybody was feeling things throughout the pandemic, but I was feeling like, yo, what am I gonna leave to this world? You know, I could leave today. What am I gonna leave behind though? And after everything that went down in the pandemic, I felt some heartbreaking things, like, you know, when the Black Panther, the Black Mamba, in a sense of these were people that were very inspirational. If you look, Chad did movies like Jackie Robinson. He was doing a lot of very African American strong movies. Kobe, for his entire career, one team, faithful, consistent, hardworking. That's what he represented. And I'm like, when these people left, I was like, I want to leave the same type of image. I don't want that to be forgotten, because that was what really made me me. That's what gave me strength. So I'm like, I feel like these kids are missing that strength of going to do the same thing every day. I put in the hours in, no matter how tough it is, no matter how much you sweat, no matter how much you feel like breaking down, believe that the results is going to make it all worth it. With Chad, I felt like he took a pride in his own people, because he was in a lot of African American movies. Like, he even did King of, I think King of Egypt, one of those Egyptian movies too. So I'm like, okay. And now I'm thinking about me. I'm like, I guess I could use my face for acting. I could use my face for music. I could necessarily become an image that kids want to emulate. Because I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to be vulnerable. I ain't make this all myself. I got this from the people before me. Like, a lot of the kids now is like, I ain't going to copy nobody. I say that's because of, you know, fatherless homes. So they feel like, I got to do it all by myself. I'm going to make this new story. But I'm like, what story you making, bro? Your story don't really sound royal. The story don't really sound, you know, like a American gangster. I don't see you putting food on the table. I don't see you feeding the homeless. Even the gangsters back then, you know, they were feeding the homeless. Like,
and they still are.
Exactly. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what you being cool for if you're not gonna be able to take care of nobody?
Not doing anything productive.
So I'm more so I'm ready for the music. I'm scripting. I'm being organized. I'll say in my plan for the future. So.
And how your fourth quarter looking?
Fourth quarter feeling inspired. Fourth quarter feeling good. Fourth quarter feeling ready. I'm working out every day. Yeah.
I would say this year has been full of a lot of new experiences. I was saying, like, this year I was more so introduced to a higher society. I would say, like, some experience with you. Yeah. Came up to a mansion. Yeah. See how that sounds? Like, yeah. You came up to the mansion. We went to a few mansions. That's the weird part. Like,
Going to the mansion, man.
Yeah, you know.
My wife was pregnant.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Facts, yeah, facts. You know, like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, she was pregnant at the time.
That was
facts. Like, being introduced to that higher society, you know, going into the country clubs, going into the mansions, going into, like, the private social clubs, seeing how they are, being in all the rooms that they denied us previously or made us feel inadequate enough to be in. Yeah. So now I'm in there and I'm like the gorilla in the room, like literally, you know, the big black guy in the corner, like
know how everybody watching.
like I feel like Grodd.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know Solomon Grodd.
That sounds so familiar. I need to see him.
Solomon Grodd is basically, he's like a character. He's like a bad guy from DC Comics, but he's like an ape. But it's almost like Planet of the Apes, like an ape that overdeveloped and became
smart.
And became a genius. But he's also like a giant brolic gorilla. Yeah, so it's like I'm sitting there, like I look intimidating, but at the same time, like
you don't gotta be Grodd no more.
Yeah,
you be the Black Panther.
But at the same time, I possess all this intelligence and wisdom and power, like they don't even know. So it's like their curiosity, like, wait, how did you get in here? But the funniest thing is, I asked a white person that same question one day, and they were so offended. Like,
why did they know, bro? What?
No.
How did you get here?
Oh, how did you?
Like what brings you here?
Yeah.
Like, Like, why you here? They was like, huh?
Yeah, because they
I
were
was
Imagine that.
I was like, what you doing here? Like, how'd you get here? Like,
But
what
that
do you
brings me
do?
to that level to it. You
Yeah.
see that?
That's why we gotta take away the politics.
Right.
It's like, to me, it's like they always asking me that question. Let me ask him. But he looked so offended. He left the party early. Like, he left the award show early because he was sitting at the same table as me. And he looked so bothered after a while. Like, he stood up like he was going to the bathroom. He never came back.
The right
Well,
way.
that's what
But
I'm saying.
that's
Being
his
in
demons,
those
yeah.
rooms and utilizing that platform to make a difference.
Show a different image.
See what
of
I'm
us.
saying?
So
So
last
that's good. And you
episode, we
open
was
up
told we didn't
doors
have a
for.
good image.
Listen. Don't.
Not us personally,
Oh.
but I mean like
The
the
overall
culture.
image.
Yeah.
But Kanye made that point, and a lot of people say he was anti-Semitic for making that point. His point was like, all right, within the other community, I'm not going to say it, whenever one of them do something good, they all get the credit for doing something good.
Yeah, it's a team.
But whenever one of them do something bad, that individual is singled out as bad.
It's just him.
But us, whenever someone do something bad, all of us are labeled
Right.
bad.
Right.
Yes.
And whenever
Yeah,
one of us do
everyone's the
something,
same.
whenever one of us do something good, no one really cares. Like,
It's just
alright,
that
that's-
individual. He's
that's what
one
I
of
want.
a special
And
few.
those are the things that we want to change,
Mhm.
right? So that when one of us do something good, we all are doing something good.
They can feel it.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because the other day I looked at Kanye net worth. Okay, Kanye is saying that he's worth 4 to 12. Let's say that, right? Or let's say, okay, let's use Jay-Z for example, because like he's worth 1.2 billion, like the lowest, like ironically. The other day I looked at Elon Musk's net worth. He's at 240 billion now.
House.
240 billion with a B. So it's like you bragged about having one. This guy has up to 240 billion.
Right.
That's the difference in the
Right,
space. Because we uplifted Jay-Z like, oh, he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He made it for all of
Right.
us. He made it for all of us.
Right.
And then you got 200
Right.
as much as that
He's been a
one.
billionaire for a while, I assume. Elon Musk must have been a billionaire for a long time ago.
But you see the biggest difference.
Yeah, the numbers.
Right. And those are the things that we want to model, right? We don't have to be flashy.
We just happy he got one, but we could have helped him get like 200.
Yeah, the thing is, look, again, like I'm saying, it's like, okay, but, you know, I mean, you say you have that money. What are you going to do with it?
Man.
A lot. Matter of fact, he made the bet one day. He was like, I'm about to sell a certain percentage of the Tesla stock and end world hunger, but I want the World Food Administration to show me proof of what they're gonna do with the money and to open up their books. and they was like, all right, and they didn't do it. Because he was like, I'm gonna give y'all the money and y'all gotta end world hunger, but they know it's a business. If he ends it, then they out of business.
Right. Right. Everything's politics, capitalism. But that's how come it's like you have to create your own. That's
we
what I'm
all
saying.
gonna have to fight somebody.
We want to create our own. Listen, you can keep that.
Yeah.
You keep that. I'm gonna create my own bank, my own doctor, my own everything. Listen, I create my own community. You can
That's
keep
how it's
that.
like land.
You can
buy
keep that.
land, get your
You
own.
can keep it. Keep what you got. The moment POG gets to where and listen, people could say I'm dreaming, but that's all it takes is a dream.
Of course.
As long as I remain consistent, they can keep it.
First dream.
Create my own bank, create my own community. It's not even mine, the people's, because the power is in the people.
First
Having
dream.
one mindset.
It's like I'm telling you, I'm gonna give you the money to end world hunger, but yet you don't want to open. No, that's okay. Keep it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my own stock of food here, and the people who's in this community is gonna live good. They're gonna live good.
Yeah.
I'll take the section in this world over here. Okay,
How big is the world?
you can.
So to close out, we're gonna say this, man. Dream big, but then open your eyes and make that dream come true. So we thank you for joining us. The Real Word, Season 8, Episode 20. Shout out to my guests for coming on. Shout out to Peppy. Shout out to Kimmel that's always here with us. Like, shout out to him. Shout out to all of y'all for always watching. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting, that supported us so far this year. You can donate to the Turkey Drive, $ The Real Word Inc., $, The Real Word Inc., or catch us on GoFundMe. Just put in The Real Word Ministries Inc., Facebook, PayPal, Anywhere you can donate, you could donate. You could donate your car, you could donate your house, you could donate your will. You know, just check us out on the website and click the donate button.
Believe in the real word. Hashtag believe in the real.
Yeah, clothing drive, an album dropping soon. So shout out to y'all. I'm gonna close out with the prayer.
Alright.
Or Peppy, one of y'all. Go ahead.
Peppy. Alright. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, Motherly Earth, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for gathering us to this table. Thank you for allowing us this platform once again. Throughout all the difficulties, thank you for giving us strength to get through it. Please let this strength be passed through to the eyes watching. Let this be passed down to all the people that need it. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Shout out to all y'all for watching. God bless and good night.